Hi everyone, it's Linda with stampwithlindawalsh.com. I wanted to show you how I made this flower in the card. It's really simple. It's just a little time consuming because you have to cut out all the petals. And what I used was Build the Blossom set and also the matching punch, coordinating punch. Let's get started. So you're going to need basically 8 of each petal. I used a 1-inch circle, 1 1/4, and 1 3/8. If you don't have these, don't worry. I mean, you can make it into a little square, whatever. You'll see when I get going how you need to do it, and just adapt it to whatever punches you even have. It's just to make it easier when you're putting all your petals together. Because what I did do is I bumped these up. I popped them up with a dimensional, so that's why it's nice to have a base. Okay, so let's get started. I am going to try and work with these all on here at the same time, so we'll see how that goes. And all I did was I just loaded this circle, 1-inch circle, up with some adhesive. Okay. And you're just going to start placing these. You can, whichever way you want. These are actually the leaves, I think, but I kind of like them like, so you can use them as a leaf, a flower petal, whatever you like to do. This one's off. So basically what you're trying to do is 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 9. Have them on the clock like that. And then you're just going to go fill in your, you might want to add some more adhesive now, just on the ends. I think I'm going to use my 2-way glue pen for that though, just in case I don't have enough adhesive showing still after placing the initial petals. These will all just go over. Make sure you kind of cover your space so you don't see your circle. You don't have to get them in the center either, because that's where our button will hide the missing pieces there. Okay? And if they're overlapping, that's good too, because what petal is perfectly, symmetrically rounded, around. So there's your first one. You're just going to go do the same exact with all of them. So I'm just going to load this up with adhesive. We'll do the same clock positions. Another thing, what you might want to do with these before you do this, I totally forgot. I like to curl up my petals, and this is obviously going to be hard to fit in a card, but in an envelope, but it will squish down, and I personally don't like it that curly, so once it goes in my envelope, it will tame it to kind of lay flatter. So when it does come out, it won't be so poppy, but it will still have a little 3D-ish effect because you use the dots and so forth. So it's up to you how much you want to curl it. All I do is I take my folder and just run it, my bone folder, and just curl out my edges. Okay, so now take your pieces, and now you'll do that positions on the clock. But let's go now and we'll get started on our next row. I'm going to now do the same thing. I'm going to curl these. Probably not as much. Just give them a little bit of a bend. And go through all 8 of them. Just did a little bit. I'm going to do the same thing. Take your 1 3/8 square. Circle. And we'll just add our pieces. This is going to go on your bottom. Now you don't have to do the circle effect for this. Just add it straight to your card if you wanted. But then you have to kind of match up each row. Like if you put these in too far out, then this would look funny. So it's kind of good just to keep them like this. And test it, because like I just looked at this. I'm going to stagger these so that they're off from one another. But I think I'm going to have to pull these out just a tad because I want this to be wider than my, this is the bottom layer, remember, I want it wider than my next layer going up. And then I also need to check and make sure that it's not overflowing on my card. So here's my card base. And as I look, it just makes it. See how it's, I might even want to bring them in just a tad. So let's leave this here as our little guide to go by. And what I'm going to do is just re-stick since I have some white there. So this layer can, you know, actually now that I think about it, I know the first card I didn't use this circle, but I think it's very beneficial if you do. So let's maybe move it in. I'm just going to go like this and just do half, and then we'll test it. Alright, so that should be good. And then you can also test your next layer, this one here. Yeah, perfect. I like that. Alright, so then we'll do the same thing. Just come on in like this. Okay, so I have all my layers done. So see how that's going to look like that? What we'll do now is we'll start on our card just so then we can adhere our layers. This is retired paper. I actually was just going to make this for the challenge, and then I liked it so much that I thought I would give it to you guys for the club projects, for those of you in my club. You know, and then you can make it for whatever occasion you may need. Might even be a nice little shower card, you know, for a wedding shower maybe. So here is silver. Pink satin, that's where the silver came in. I want to make sure this is high enough up, right, to fit this. Also, though, high enough also to fit my bow. So here's my bow. And I made this with the Bow Easy. I think I'll do a little tutorial for that for you. I know it's not a Stampin' Up! Product, but it just gives your bows such a pretty little effect. And you just want to make sure that you have enough room for your tails of your bow. You can obviously cut down your tails too. And there's that. Whoops. So did you see how I just kind of did it while I was talking? But I just taped those right onto the back. And then I'll take my tape runner. I usually go over a lot where the ends are on the back for the ribbon, just because I want to make sure it's sticking. Put this on. Okay. Alright, so this I'm just going to glue on. Might stick to my base here, but that's okay. I'm just going to put this on. There we go. See how it flattened out a little bit, which is good. Put that just like that. This now will just adhere with a glue dot, dimensional, I mean. You can use 1, 2. I've been using 1, and it seems to work out okay. And just stagger them off the solid piece. You could also just make these pieces on the bottom. If you didn't want to stamp, just cut them out of the pink. I use, by the way, Pretty in Pink for all this part of the card. Yeah, so you don't need to stamp and then cut them. Just cut them with the punch, just with this piece, and you'll have a pink base. Okay. Now this one, I'm going to also adhere with just one-dimensional. And this also gives the room for you to tuck your leaves under. I have no system on how to tuck your leaves. I just do whatever kind of looks nice with the card. Let's go on with our buttons. These are the subtles, and this is Perfect Plum to match. And then we're going to do the faux, where's my scissors? I'm going to do the faux thread, and all you need is just a little sliver, like so. You might have to cut it thinner. I don't know, this might be a little thick, but let's see how we do. Yep, too thick. I'm just going to cut a new piece. It's hard because I'm a righty, so I can't see how far I'm going over. Whoa. Totally lost that one. It must have been so thin. Let's see. There we go. That's better. Now this might even be a little thin, so let's start this side. Just going to thread it through. like so. Then I'll take my glue dot. Can you see the little color there? Take the glue dot. Take your button to the glue dot, and you want to get a glue dot right in the center. If you don't worry. I think you'll be able to stick it. All I'm doing with that is now I'm going to fold these ends over so that my faux thread will stay stuck to my button. And then what I'm going to do, see, there we go. Then I'll just take, I tend to try and glue on these kind of things with regular liquid glue. Hold on a minute. But I'm going to do glue dots for this, for the video. And I did 2, 1 on each side, hopefully. That's going to go right in the center. Let me see before I press it down. I don't know about you, I like to have my thread horizontal. It's just how I am. Oh, there's that piece that I had cut, didn't know where it went. You guys probably saw that on the video. And then I'm going to put on, I always put on my ribbon with my red line tape here. Just because I think it sticks better. Put it right in the center. And adhere this. Now let's get on to our leaves. I did 4 of each. You might not need all 4, it's up to you. This little ones, I just put the 2-way, it's just a lot easier. Just kind of stick them under where you think they'll fit nice. Like that one. I just wanted a little hint of green showing, and then maybe the next one I will put a lot more visible. Maybe something like this. And then I kind of tend to do 2 and then 1, but if I need to stick another one in there, I have it. So I'll do something like this. 1 on this side. And then for this, I'll kind of see. So let's see. Oh, I want to do it this way, sorry. You can just play with it, see how you like it. Yeah, like something like that. These I'll use my regular tape runner on. Like so. Art is done. I really love this this whole set. I think it's just a nice set to have for yourself. There's so many flowers you can make out of this. I think this is even retiring, which is kind of a bummer. But, you know, they come out with so many nice things anyways, so I'm sure we'll fall in love with the new stuff and the new catalog. So if you need a catalog, you know, just call me. Email me, whatever you want to do. And I can send it out. Send me your address. Thanks. Talk to you soon. Bye.